Check it out. It's Variable Action Heroes One Piece Nico Robin. Cool looking box. Nice figure on the front. There we go. Her classic pose. And there we are. We'll get that open. Alright, and we're back. Here she is. Nice reveal. Again, quite a quality figure. I'm liking the, again, compared to the Nami one as well. I'm loving the paint. Nice dark saturation on the color there. I like that kind of like purplish blue. The skirt, has a good kind of like, or shawl, as it were, has a good kind of like counter, like a peach sort of color with the green. It's very like tacky in a way, people might say, but I say it's like beach style. I like how it conforms to the body there. Getting a bit closer. That is clearly 100% Nico Robin. She looks quite angry there, which makes sense for the beginning, but not this part of the series. Though I will say like she's obviously going to be angry sometimes. I mean, it is a combat show. So getting a bit closer over here. Good job on the anatomical structure. I'd say it's pretty close. Maybe it's tough to see because of the shawl there, so you can't really tell. But it looks pretty good. Zipper's nice effect there. Again, I like the fact that the cleavage and the breasts are like separate entities and not just drawn a dark black line in between, like some freaking action figures would be. Nice and hefty. It's got like they've got weight to them. They don't just kind of like, and they look like individual, like a separate part of the body. It doesn't just looks like it rolls into the body, which fits the art style of Ichiro Oda, or however you'd pronounce his name. So far, looking pretty good. Hair seems to be very similar to other One Piece girl characters. It's got the kind of a joint in the back, so it's tough to see the back of the body there. Again, I like the butt crack there. It's a little easier to see than on the Nami one. I think because I'm holding the camera up like this. The back isn't too detailed, but again, she's got the shirt, so it's tough to see. So let's just pull that up there. Let that focus. We're going to check out the joints. Head goes all the way down like that. That's actually better than the swimsuit Nami. Can't go down back too far because of the hair. It twists a little bit. Again, you had the same problem with Nami because of the hair. Arm goes up all the way up like that. I think they're all very similar. If you've seen One Piece joint arm, you've seen them all, especially for the variable action heroes. Does a complete 360. Elbow bends at about that much. Looks like she's flexing those tiny arms. Yeah, that's a pretty cool pose. I'll say that, with the hand like that. I'm not sure. I can't really tell from in here whether the joint is up here under the. That's actually really well done. I think it's because of the way the outfit is. No, I'd say it's the way the sculpt is as well. That's really, usually they're not so well done with the boobs there and the cleavage. It looks really good. All sexiness aside, it actually looks like quality artwork there. Let's see. So yeah, I can kind of see, like you can see it clearly outside, but like here you can see the upper chest joint, like the rib cage. She's got like a what would you say? Not quite an ab crunch joint, but at the top, gives a bit of flexion. It's not quite as good as Nami's. Hers bends further. She doesn't seem to have or does she have a ab crunch joint? Maybe she does, or maybe it's just the outfit. Legs, it's going to be tough. It's very similar to the Boa Hancock figure, where you can't really move the legs much because of the shawl there. Though I'm certain there is probably a way to remove this, but I'm not going to do it now. Oh, nice. She wears a thong. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if Oda did this on purpose. He's that type of guy, and I salute him for that. So, you don't really get the cover of the gaps like you do with the Nami. I guess they're not expecting you to see there, or maybe they were. So, leg goes about that high. Let's let that settle in there. There we go. Bends at about that much. Not too much, I'd say. Let's see if she can do the splits. Again, it's going to make it difficult. It's pretty much the same as it is for the other figures. I don't want to kind of gloss over it, but with this shawl, it makes it really difficult. And that's one thing that I don't really like about this. Like, it's built for that. If there was possibly a way to take this off, you know, maybe you could kind of finagle it through, or there might be a way to kind of like loosen that joint. I might look it up online first just to see if someone's done it before, because I don't want to like break the joint in there. I mean, who'd want to do that with their figure? It'd be much better if it was like a full bikini figure, you know, something that you'd see with like Nami's bikini one, which I'll show you later when I do a bit of a comparison. All in all, aside from the shawl, and I think that is greatly improved on the Boa Hancock figure, because they did something to her shawl, or back cape, or whatever, which is actually removable, so it kind of like negates that completely. Besides that, it's pretty good, but like this is part of her look after the time skip. This is post time skip Robin, which shows up after the 2-year time skip for training and the big event that happened in the series. Here's what she comes with. She's got an additional face. She's kind of smiling a little, like starry-eyed, you know, looking to the side, like, you know, like the sort of like sigh and like, you know, like thinking of good times sort of thing. The introspective, closed eyes look. She's not really sleeping. She's deep in thought. But again, she looks like she's like at peace, you know, which kind of fits her character. Though you don't get a smiling face. And I know, you know, you could have said, oh, she was troubled, but every One Piece character is troubled. All right? And this is post time skip when she's already, you know, made it clear that she's one of the Straw Hats and she wants to live and she wants to be part of the team and they're her friends and her family and all that such. So her without a smiling face, that kind of nurturing, eyes closed, fully big smile, you know what I mean? The teeth showing smile, you know, that she gets when she sees everybody kind of like beside each other and happy, you know, as a crew. She fits the role of the big sister of the group. Nami is the annoying little sister. It's unfortunate that you don't get that. However, you do at least get these face changes, and that looks pretty good. I might keep either this face or that face there. She does come with sunglasses, and they're removable. So let's see how those go on. They surprisingly go on real easy. This is really cool. You see what there's a tiny little gap between the hair. Come on, close up. There we go. You see that? It fits. It just clips in there perfectly. Yeah, that's actually really cool. I wonder if you can slide them up. Not with these ones. She's got a second pair of sunglasses. They don't really look too different. I might keep the shades on. Yeah, this is a pretty sweet figure. Obviously, if you're doing what I'm doing and you're going for the whole crew, definitely get it. But keep in mind that it's not going to be as posable as the other figures. She does also come with multiple arms. Why? Because of her Hana Hana no Mi hands, which is her devil fruit power. She can replicate any body part on any surface multiple times, and as she improves, she can fuse them together to create giant pieces. She'll have giant hands coming from the air, or feet. Very, very cool for video game style attacks. Before, she just used to like grow them on people's backs and break their necks. Pretty cool combat ability. Um, she grows, and she actually does something pretty cool later, where she starts like creating multiple hands to create wings, and they fuse together, or she can create like a net out of them. She can multiply her entire body too. Anything, eyes, ears, whatever. Like an ear will show up on a surface, and she's listening to the enemy or something like that. Very cool. But yeah, works out really well in the video game. So I definitely say, you're up for it, get it. Either way, even if you don't like One Piece, I say it's a very good figure. Keep in mind, again, not as posable as the others. We'll take a quick look compared to Nami over here. Again, she's got a lot of smiling faces. She's going to pose more. There's a bit of a problem with this one here, where this came a little loose, this joint. Her bikini bottom, it like the butt was created with the fact that you're going to look at it like this, so there's no like not too much gaps for the joint. Um, Again, when she kind of tilts back like that, it looks a lot better. You'll see again in the actual Nami review, or you'll probably see that first. I'll take another look over here. Since we're here, we're going to compare Nami to the original Nami. Very similar, winking faces and all. Nami actually comes with like that winking face as well. Those sunglasses there are stuck to the head. They come off at the hairpiece. This one, the posability is exactly the same as the other one. Again, you'll see that in the other review. I'll do a whole Straw Hat team review once I get the entire team. For now, we'll just see these ones here. The problem with this one is Nami's hair at the front comes off separately, which means you can interchange heads. Here, if you interchanged heads, you'd get that kind of like bald look. Unless there was a way. Let me check. I tried, and it's not going to happen. At least not for now. It seems that the pegs in here are like different spaces apart, so you're not going to be getting any mix and match faces. That's really unfortunate. They seem to do that a lot. I don't know why. Possibly like it's just a design thing when they're making the figures. Maybe they're intending to like sell you replacement pieces, and they don't want you sharing the pieces from there. This one, it comes pretty easily. So yeah. So again, this is a pretty sweet figure. I say go for it. And as I usually say, but wasn't able to say in my last video, work hard, eat your protein, um, do that kind of stuff. Save up your money and don't eat junk food so that you can buy cool figures like this. That's what I started doing. Catch you later.